significance of this area.
Right, how is it used by the Lummi tribe? And
It's used as our hunting area for animals. Used for gathering of our medicinal plants. Fasting area. Spiritual swimming areas for wintertime swimming. Storage of our regalia. The old trail from what is now known as Canada, coming through this way through Arlecho Creek Pass. There's archaeological sites up on New York Ridge of our old people where they've gone through. It's just a vast majority of a little bit of everything pertaining to our way of life. If you go into a mountain range like where we're going today, they won't let us in. But Arlecho Creek is the very last stand of old growth outside the National Forest. There is no more. That's it. It's also the home of the marlots, home of the elk, the deer. Like I say, it's our place where we fast in there, swim in that area, gear storage in that area. It's just a very important place to Indian people.
Everyone gather over here for an orientation.
How can you, what about the argument that it's private property that they make, that it's their land now?
Well, the Indians of this area, in 1975, the U.S. government came before the Lummi Business Council and laid $57,000 down under a docket called 110. And they laid the $57,000 down in front of our council and said, this is for the Mount Baker-Snoqualmie Basin, for all of the San Juan Islands, and all of the land that we've taken away from you. So they acknowledged the Native people as the landlords. We told them they can take their $57,000 and put it where the sun don't shine. So they stuck it away in trust, said till we come to our senses that we can have it. So every year we pass a resolution not to accept it. So it's still in the trust yet.
So you don't acknowledge their ownership of that land?
Well, we realize that they have a piece of paper that says they're the owners of it. But if I own property and the people below me, it don't give me a right to do something to my land that's going to affect them. And everything depends on that timber, everything. And we're going to keep going until there's none left. And then we're all going to sit around and say, we should have left some.
So I apologize for asking this question. You probably have answered it already. What are your demands?
Well, our demands are, we don't demand, we're just requesting the public to step forward and tell the people that they voted into positions, to stop the clear cutting. It's if you go up here and look from an airplane, it looks like an atomic bomb has hit our mountains. There's nothing left. If you go to a human cemetery, you see tombstones saying this is where so-and-so is resting. You go up in the mountain, their tombstones are the stumps. And it's devastating to the Native people because that's our place where we practice our spiritualism. And to me, that same thing if I went to a city and jacked up all the churches of the non-Indians and moved it. And Sunday rolled around, they wouldn't have no place to practice their beliefs.
Why is this land in particular important to the Lummi Nation?
It's very important because of the storage, deer storage, swimming areas, fasting areas. It's just the trails of our old people used to come across from Thompson. They'd all gather at Hannigan Pass, the Sacs, Lummies, the names that we go by now. And we only got these names in 1855 because they couldn't pronounce our Indian language. They call us Lummies. We're a Coast Salish people and we're of the Clackamas people, which is now called Lummi. And all the tribes would meet at Hannigan Pass and we'd go on through Arlecho Creek area and into this Skagit system. And here the people of all the tribes would come, gather their different meats, elk meat, bear meat, the mountain goat, all the different meats and salmon, and dry it, cure it, then they'd go back over the trails back to their homes again for the wintertime. So this area is very important to all indigenous people of the Coast Salish. The highway that you came up on is one of our old trails, goes over to eastern Washington, now known as North Cascade Highway. But all the roads are built on old Indian trails. All the old Indian trails are built on animal trails. So we just follow the best trails of the animals, and the highways follow the best trails of the Indians. So.
What are you prepared to do after this
today if nothing positive results?
Keep lobbying in Washington, D.C. to stop the clear cutting, stop the hydroelectrics from building dams in our natural wild rivers. Just keep lobbying and hoping that somebody will hear us someday to slow this down or get somebody in the right position that can do something about it to hear. In through the cameras, they'll be able to see. To hear about something is one thing, but to be able to see it, is really something else. So hopefully through these documentaries and stuff being made on the clear cutting, that people will see the devastating effect of what clear cutting does. That it dries up all the creeks, it dries up the rivers, puts our land into a drought in the summertime, puts our land into flood area in the wintertime. So when the silt comes down off the mountain and fills up the riverbeds, then the winter rain comes, and the river is shallower than what it used to be, so it floods into all the farmland and the loggers' property. A lot of the loggers' homes got wiped out year before last from the big floods from the rundown of the mountain water.
You think you have any friends in the of the political candidates that are running for office this year?
I don't know. I pretty much stay out of that part. Treaty Task Force keeps tabs on who's who and who's running. I'm a traditionalist, and I'm a cultural specialist for the TFW and Lummi tribe. So I keep my nose pretty much out of politics all the way around and just try to tend to cultural stuff.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.